As Jeff said, we're a retail crime partnership founded in 1997, not-for-profit funded, and our primary aim is to detect and deter crime and acts of violence within our member stores. I'm not here to talk about our members today, of who we have over 50 actual store groups, shopping centres. Our membership base is actually from the smallest store in a village right up to a main department store. We've also recently encroached on the hotel and hospitality industry simply because there's such a problem with counterfeit notes and card fraud, and so it just doesn't happen in retail. So as Jeff said, 1997, and in 2007 we launched in Northern Ireland simply because there wasn't a crime partnership like RAC, and our members required our assistance over there. We cover the province and we have an office in Lisbon. In the northwest of England we started in 2009. We're certainly not here to stand on other partnerships' toes because we work with many business and retail crime partnerships throughout the UK, but there was a gap in the M6 corridor due to the travelling offenders that go actually from north to south and south to north. So our members needed coverage there, and that's what we've been doing since 2009. And national, simply because we deal in so many organised crime groups and individuals, we also cover some store groups nationally with the travelling part of the retail crime. So retailers against crime certainly don't work on their own, they work with others, and just as the slide says, partnership working and sharing information is key to deterring and detecting crime. We work with police forces throughout the UK. We have information sharing agreements with Greater Manchester Police. What we do there is Greater Manchester Police utilise RAC to enable them to share information on convicted and prolific offenders to members of retailers against crime in the area, and it works very well. As you can imagine, we've got a very strong relationship with Police Scotland, and luckily for us, their headquarters is now in Stirling, where our head office is. We also have an information sharing agreement with the Police Service of Northern Ireland and also Cumbria Police, who provide us custody images. Cumbria Police provide us custody images for local target lists such as in Carlisle. We also work with many retail crime partnerships, and you'll see a few here. We were founding members of the Business Crime Intelligence Sharing Alliance, which is a partnership, it's an information sharing group. So partnerships can share information, and we have to make formal requests for information, obviously in travelling and organised crime groups. There's a few more examples there. The North East Retail Crime Partnership, which is based in Newcastle, and they work very closely with Northumbria, Durham and Cleveland Police, and also North Yorkshire. Liverpool Chamber of Commerce, Cityco in Manchester, have had a long relationship with them. Blackpool Bid, based in Blackpool, and obviously the Retailers Against Crime in York, Yorkshire and Humber, Partners Against Crime also. At home in Scotland, we work closely with the Crown Office. As you can imagine, the police have certainly never failed any part of Retailers Against Crime, and if we did have any complaints against the police, we can just lift the phone. What we believe is the problem is the judicial system, because it's quite clear that penalties handed down to those who continually commit crime isn't working. So we need to build relationships so we can tell them, because retail crime alone is affecting, actually, not just, it's affecting the economy. We all know that stores close down simply because they cannot afford to stay open because of theft. So we work very closely with the Crown Office, and in particular when it comes to organised crime groups, who really have to have their assets taken from them because it's the only way they are going to feel any penalty whatsoever. We also work with local authorities and councils, CCTV suites. I could give you as an example of Perth and Kinross Council. We work with their CCTV, but we also assist them in training, because we also work with, not with those who are members, but those who can sanitise reports and get the information out to help them. Other agencies we work with, you'll see here, well, I'm actually a volunteer for Crime Stoppers. I'm a major fan of them and have been a volunteer for many years. And this year we're going to be launching the Retailers Integrity Line in conjunction with Crime Stoppers. We all know that businesses have whistleblowing lines, and they maybe only get a couple of calls a year. So with Retailers Against Crime and Crime Stoppers, there will be a dedicated line. If you need to know any more information, please get in touch with Crime Stoppers. The anti-counterfeiting group, Also trading standards. A small example there is there was a problem many years ago with fake UGG boots. The UGG boots were being bought from our member stores, taken away home, and then the next thing they were being refunded. But what the people were actually refunding were fake UGG boots and not the original ones that they had bought. So it was a great opportunity for us to make sure that the rest of our members were aware of that, so in accordance it could deter the event before it actually happened. We work very closely with the Bank of England and the Committee of Scottish Cleaning Banks, obviously for the education material, and with the Bank of England with the launch of polymer notes in a few years. It will be vital that they utilise partnerships because of the hands-on approach we all have with members of staff and also communities. The UK Payments Association, again, the very same education material which we make sure our members have. Action Fraud and the National Fraud Intelligence Bureau, I had talks with them a few years ago because our members felt that we weren't sending the input information on fraud, but we weren't getting anything back out. So what they do now is they sanitise information and send it to Retailers Against Crime so we can highlight certain events to our